Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So we've been pretty lucky with the crypto market so far in 2021. We've seen prices go up, and recently we have seen some sideways momentum. We saw Bitcoin correct, and a lot of new people in this space are wondering, is it going to go lower? Are we going to see it go higher? I'm hearing all these predictions for Bitcoin to go to 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. What is this going to mean for altcoins? And will XRP follow the trend despite the lawsuit? Well, I saw this from Magic here on Twitter. We could see a rapid fall in crypto tonight or tomorrow, so be on alert. Now, he posted this yesterday at around 11 p.m., and sure enough, we have seen a bit of a downward trajectory for Bitcoin. I have it here on the 4-hour. If I put it here on the hourly, we can see since last night around that time when we were up here, we have gone a little bit lower here. So 11 p.m., which is when he posted that, which would have been roughly around here. We have declined another almost 5% since that was posted. So we are moving to the downside. I don't think that is any surprise to anyone. How low could it go? What does this mean for the rest of the crypto market? Should you have money on the side to buy more? These are all very, very good questions. We got to look at the entire picture to really get a sense of what's going on, including XRP, the lawsuit. I'm going to let you in on a few factors which makes me think that XRP might not go much lower than it is. So I'm going to get to that in a sec. We got Barry Bullish here saying, in my opinion, we are in one of those two cycles right now. Compare the moving averages. The left side is the same as 2017 correction fractal I've been using lately. We will know within a day if this is correct. And so he's talking about this big dip down here that we saw back in 2017. And we're seeing the same type of pattern up here. Now, in order to understand sentiment, we really do have to go to the what people are feeling in the world who are investing in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So Bitcoin held by public companies has surged 400% in the last 12 months to $3.6 billion. Let's just make note of that. Okay, Bitcoin has never been as mainstream in the history of its existence. Technology researcher Kevin Rook has been tracking the Bitcoin holdings of public companies throughout the past 2 years. According to Rook, public firms now hold over $3.6 billion worth of Bitcoin. In 2019, public companies held merely 20,000 BTC on their books. This figure has increased to 105,837 BTC in 12 months. So today, MicroStrategy is the biggest Bitcoin holder with 70,784 BTC, with Galaxy Digital Holdings a distant second with over 16,400 BTC. Square Inc., meanwhile, is the largest company by market cap among public company holders with roughly 4,700 BTC. So why is institutional demand for Bitcoin surging? In a year, public companies alone accumulated 85,000 Bitcoin, which is equivalent to about $2.67 billion. Yes, billion with a B. This trend is indicative of the rapidly growing institutional demand for Bitcoin as portrayed by the surging trading activity on Grayscale and CME. This is becoming more and more popular for traders, and we're starting to see an atmosphere, a trading landscape, if you will, where institutions are now more comfortable than ever to put their money into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Of course, Bitcoin's got the name recognition, so they are going to start with that one. Grayscale offers products so that people can invest in cryptocurrencies, namely institutional investors, and so we are seeing this demand for Bitcoin grow. And like I said earlier, Bitcoin has never been so mainstream in the history of its existence. So institutions are growing their exposure to Bitcoin because of the expectations that BTC would eventually evolve into an established alternative to gold. Amid rising inflation and liquidity injections from central banks, investors and corporations are seeking ways to hedge their holdings and portfolios. And we've also got the use cases for cryptocurrencies like Ripple's XRP, Ripple Client, Finastra partners with HCL Technologies. So it's not just Bitcoin, guys. There are going to be many use cases for other cryptocurrencies, including XRP. So according to a press release by Ripple Client Finastra, this major fintech company has entered into a strategic cooperation with another technology behemoth, HCL Technologies, an India-based multinational leader in the sphere of IT and consulting services. Together, they plan to help banks improve treasury operations and make them faster and ultimately cheaper. And here's the statement from Finastra's Twitter account. It was an announcement they made last week. This goal is to provide a basis for banks to manage their treasury operations in the cloud to small banks in Europe, the US, Canada, Mexico, India, and other countries. What they plan to offer banks is digital treasury as a service, hoping that this will allow banks to deal with their treasury operations in a more efficient manner. So this, again, coming from Ripple partner Finastra. So utilizing, leveraging blockchain and cryptocurrency technology in a real world use case. This is what's also getting people so excited about cryptocurrency. Another one here from Michael at Val5Links. Ripple customer ACI Worldwide has been picked for US Fed's pilot program for real-time payments. Meanwhile, one more exchange has now joined RippleNet. So the US Federal Reserve has selected a major Ripple client, ACI Worldwide, for its pilot program for the future start of a new real payment service, FedNow. In the meantime, Dubai-based Lulu Exchange has also joined RippleNet to accelerate payments from the UAE to India. So we are not seeing this slow down, guys. XRP integration still occurring in the world, and this particularly with regards to ACI Worldwide is the Federal Reserve leveraging this technology for their real-time payment service, FedNow. But we got to remember, and sometimes the lines blur, that real-world utility and spec trading of crypto assets are two very, very different things. The types of cryptocurrencies that are going to have value down the road, I think, and a lot of other people think, are the crypto assets that solve problems, like XRP, like VET. There are many, many others, but that said, there are a lot of crypto assets that are just crap. Garbage, pure nonsense, but that's not to say that those crypto assets aren't trading on the crypto market and going up in price as well. It's difficult to know which ones are good, which ones have utility, which ones don't. Some of you guys might not care about that. Some of you guys might look at circulating supply, a coin that has not popped yet, what is undervalued compared to the rest of the market. And so we have to look at all these things to get a sense of where the market is today, if it's going to go lower, what will be a good buy in the future. So ultimately, we always have to look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the leading indicator. It really gives us our best clue as to where the crypto market is going. Bitcoin right now trading at about 30,500. And as I mentioned before in this video, it's looking like it's going to drop. Now, I did a video, I forget what day it was now, but I did do a video suggesting that Bitcoin could, in fact, go down anywhere between 40 and 45%. Right now, we're actually seeing Bitcoin only down, what is it, about 30%? 27% right now. It did go as low as 31%. This low here was at about 28,800 back on January 21st. But right now, trading at about 30,500, so it's only down 27%. That's not to say it can't go lower, and this is why I think that. Let's go back to the bull run of 2017, and let's take a look at some of these corrections that we saw for Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin correction here, Bitcoin correction here, Bitcoin correction here. And also, let's not forget, this was on the way up, guys. This was on the way up. Bitcoin had been bullish since late 2015. It started in about September, October 2015, and slowly was moving its way up. As we were getting into 2017, though, we were seeing these wild corrections for Bitcoin. You know, correcting, this one here was about 33%. This one here, okay, we're seeing it about 38%, so almost 40%. This one here, guys, Bitcoin correcting 40% here. So 40% correction for Bitcoin, not out of the cards. Bitcoin has corrected already 30%. So how much correction do we have left in it? And some would ultimately say, well, that's easy, 10%. Let's put this back on the hourly. And I'm going to throw on an interesting tool here. It's not the Fibonacci retracement, but it's the trend-based fib extension tool, okay? I'm going to take this last correction, if you guys can see here, for Bitcoin, bring it from the top all the way to the bottom here, okay, and then back up all the way to the top of that trend all the way up here. So we got the last correction here, and you guys can see these lines match up quite nicely, okay? We've got a retracement here at the 1.618 again and again. So is this going to retrace, bounce back up, or are we going to see a correction to the downside? And this is why I think 23,400 not out of the question at all for Bitcoin. If we take that from the top all the way down here, that would bring us to about a 44% correction. Okay, a little bit more than what we saw in 2017. But look where that base is, guys. Look where that goes. Right here in this level of support. It lines up perfectly with the 2.618 level. It is quite possible, and we have seen structures break down in that way, namely what Barry Bullish was showing us here. We're seeing this same pattern here, and then boom, to the downside. That could be the remaining loss, which would add up to 44%, give or take. Let's also not forget, guys, that the fear and greed index right now has been in the greed zone for quite a while. So here are some historical values now. Extreme greed listed at 78. Yesterday was greed 71. We had extreme greed last week at 78, and last month extreme greed at 92. So the values obviously demonstrating that that crypto traders are feeling very, very greedy right now. How does the old adage go? Be fearful when those are greedy, and greedy when those are fearful. We've also got this from the crypto whale. The 2008 financial crisis was caused by corrupt financial institutions. In 2021, these same institutions are urging investors to buy at all-time highs, all while they load up on their shorts and plan to profit when the bubble pops. So do as they do, not as they say. Let's take a look at this pyramid that Crypto Whale created here. I think he created it. Will 2021 see a $318,000 price tag for Bitcoin? These are what looks like have been taken out of the headlines. Why America's biggest bank is suddenly very bullish on Bitcoin. Deutsche Bank strategist predicts crypto could replace fiat money. JP Morgan turns bullish on Bitcoin, citing potential long-term upside. JP Morgan uses 146,000 plus Bitcoin price as a long-term target. And Morgan Stanley says Bitcoin is a great buy right now, predicts surge to 200,000 by late 2021. So just be careful when you're seeing these bullish predictions from the media. This means the greed index, they're feeding right into this, okay? The greed index is high. They realize that. They want to buy more Bitcoin at a discount. And so this could very well create a trading climate where we could see Bitcoin go down as low as 44% off its highs. Something else I wanted to mention to you guys is this from Charles Edwards. Times the Grayscale Bitcoin premium was under 5%, all right? October 2015 when it was trading at around $300. February 2017 when it was at about $1,100. And March 2020 when it was at $6,000. And today. So let's take a look at this. Platizo down here says you may have missed some. 12 times in total between 0 and 5%, traded at a discount greater than 0% for about a year starting on November 2013. You could see the premium on the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust was lower than 5% when we were ultimately down or going down right before an uptrend. So very interesting to note there. And so what does this mean for XRP, guys? Well, Bitcoin goes down. The rest of altcoins will likely go down as well. This is Ethereum on the hourly. We've got ADA on the hourly. Just kind of meandering right now. I think what would be best is to look at the total 2 market cap, and this is the altcoin market. I'm going to put it on the daily real quickly. We see altcoins, whoops. Let me just bring it over here. We see altcoins retesting that top, okay? Retesting that top, but we could see a correction before we see greater growth. And I have a feeling that the altcoins that have already seen those large pumps are likely going to correct the most. And so to my theory, that would mean that XRP, since we have already seen a significant downturn, a significant decline, XRP will not likely correct as much. This is a theory that I have. I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but it will not likely correct as much as some of the coins that have already taken off. And the reason I say this, guys, is because XRP has already seen that bleeding out. The SEC really did take a chunk out of XRP investors, and so we've already seen the sell-off. We've already seen that decline. Sure, there is still money in XRP. Sure, buyers and sellers right now are happy trading it at about 25 cents, but you got to think to yourself, the amount of money that was already into XRP up here has already come out, and so if we do see another significant drop, it'll be all those other overbought altcoins that I think will see the majority of declines. We saw that in reverse. I don't know if you guys remember, back around swell of 2018, okay, when XRP saw this pump up here, the rest of the altcoin market didn't pump, but at that time we saw further declines for altcoins, so they went even lower than where they were sitting, and this was around mid-September 2018. They had gone lower, and XRP, since it had already pumped, it didn't go lower than it was. What it did was just kind of meander down and find its basing down around where it was. So it had that advantage of already having pumped. That said, though, there was a lot of money pumped into XRP at this point in time, so there was more money to bleed, okay? There were more traders that had the potential opportunity to take profits off the table, and so they did. Bringing us back to today, since we've already seen that bleed out for XRP, there's not much more to move to the downside. I honestly think it's going to be the other altcoins that are going to see major declines: Ethereum, Polkadot, Cardano, Chainlink, so on and so forth. But in the meantime, all eyes are on Bitcoin. This is the heart of the market. This is what we have to pay attention to see what's going to happen next. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.